So here we are, we were given this matrix, -3, -3, -8, -6, and we want to find the identity. We want to find the inverse matrix, and we're going to do that using the identity. So we have the matrix, we want to find its inverse, and we're going to do that using this identity. Now, identity matrices can be formed by any square matrix. So any square matrix in which the number of rows is equal to the number of columns, just in case you were wondering. Okay, here we go. We're going to multiply. You probably already have this because by habit you're getting used to this. The more you do this, the more comfortable you're going to become. You probably already knew you're going to multiply row 1 by -1/3, and for that you should give yourself some kudos. That's excellent. Matrices are not the easiest to work with, and it's like a puzzle, you know, doing these row operations. It really is a puzzle, and there's different ways that you can get, you know, different operations you can use to get to where you need to be. So if I'm doing it a certain way, but you did it differently, but you got the same answer, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. It's like solving a system. I might solve it one way and you might solve it, you know, another way. But we both get the right answer. And that's because I eliminated the x's and you eliminated the y's. That's just the way this works. So here we are. We're going to multiply through. I'm going to get 1, 1, and then -1/3, and then 0. So my new row 1 is written down. And row 2, let's see, what are we going to do here with row 2? Let's change row 2 right now. We know that we need a 0 here, so let's just make it a 0. We're going to multiply. Watch what I'm going to do. So I'm going to save myself some steps. I'm going to multiply this new row 1 by 8, and I'm going to add it to this row 2. So 8 times 1 is 8. 8 plus -8 is 0. So now I'm going to use some color coding. I should have probably done that here. Look. So that green result gave us this green row. And now this purple is going to give me the result in purple. 1 times 8 is 8 plus -6 is 2. 8 times -1/3 is -8/3 plus 0 is -8/3. 8 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. So 8 times this green row 1, just in case you were confused by that, added to row 2. Now I need to get this second row to be 0 and then a 1, not 0 and then a 2. So I'm going to multiply this row 2 by 1/2. And this is where I'm going to kind of take a break here because I don't want to be doing too much in my head or at one time. So I'm going to keep row 1 right there, and then row 2 is going to become 0, 1, -4/3, half of 8/3 is 4/3, and then 1/2. And now we just need to get a 0 in row 1, and look at what I'm going to do. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to take row 1 minus row 2. Row 1 minus row 2. And this is just an example of another way that you can look at this. So row 2 is pretty solid. It's staying the way it is because it's exactly the way we need it. Row 1 minus row 2. So this is what I'm going to do. Row 1 minus row 2. So 1 minus 0 is going to be a 1. 1 minus 1 is going to be a 0. -1/3 minus 4/3 negative 1 minus a negative 4/3. Negative 1/3 minus a negative 4/3 is going to be positive 3/3. 0 minus 1/2 is negative 1/2. So that's what I'm going to write here. 1 minus 0 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Negative 1/3 minus negative 4/3 is positive 3/3. 0 minus 1/2 is negative 1/2. So the inverse matrix is equal to 1, negative 1/2, negative 4/3, positive 1/2. And that's our answer. And you can see it requires quite a bit of work there. Okay, that was fun. I think that maybe you might feel comfortable that you can try this one, so you can jot this down, maybe give it a try. Otherwise, in the next video, I'm going to work it out and provide you the answer.